State of New California, notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance 14. Originally read July 28, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive in its right, it becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Chapter 2, Grievance 14, Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Order of the day, whimsical dictates. The self-proclaimed usurping dictator of the failed state of California is guilty of imposing a communistic form of martial law, utilizing unelected bureaucrats as a quasi-legal regional Soviet-style authority for the unconstitutional imposition of mandated lockdowns and wearing of masks is contravention to the empirical scientific studies that have repeatedly proven that masks are ineffective at preventing viral infection. In fact, masks detrimental to human health. Missing a word there. In fact, masks are detrimental to human health and result in hypoxia, the deprivation of oxygenated blood, and hypercapnia, the dangerous overdose levels of carbon dioxide in the blood, and dangerous conditions caused by rebreathing the waste products of normal human breathing and exhalation. More grievously, the dictator has circumvented and completely bypassed the normal operation of the law and the process by which laws are enacted by duly elected representatives in the legislature, which is the very essence of a republic and republican form of governance. This is a grave, criminal, and treasonous violation of Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution, known as the Guarantee Clause. The constitutional government of the state of New California, born in liberty and with representation and in accordance with the laws of nature and nature's God, rejects California's form of dictatorial government and respects the rights of the United States citizens to make their own health-related choices, while at the same time securing each other's liberties. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects shall not be violated." The United States citizens living under the dictator's whimsical dictates, subjecting millions to unhealthy conditions and conditions that are destructive to liberty and livelihoods of the citizens, are suffering with a patience and tolerance that requires intervention and deliverance from the Congress and the executive branch of the United States government. Such has been the patient sufferance of this state, and which compels them to seek independence and self-governance according to the provisions of the United States Constitution. Let these facts be submitted to all who will listen and all who will hear. New California State Movement has for over 5 years been utilizing Article 4, Section 3 to form a new state in direct defiance of the California dictator, just like the Founding Fathers had planned. New Californians will not comply. The California governor is a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California, while the state continues to operate outside the authorities of the U.S. Constitution, violating Articles 4, Section 4, and Article 6, and the First and Fourth Amendments. For New Californians, it is our God-given right, it is our duty to protect our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights with all means necessary from a craven dictator. All dictators come to a point in their reign of terror where they are laid bare, they are exposed, they are naked for the world to see. California's governor is now at the point where his edicts are meaningless, ineffective, and not being followed by the people. We request the President of the United States to act immediately to remedy these abuses by the establishment of the new California state. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor dictator and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. In the Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor or dictator has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings. NewCaliforniaState.com, phone number 877-828-2753.